Alphabetized.
It says a stamp and imprinted mark. It says of a mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as a badge of the followers of the Antichrist. It says the mark branded upon horses, things carved, sculptured, graven work.
Things carved. So it's something that you're physically going to have.
Yeah.
The mark of the beast isn't spiritual. Okay? Esau's not a spiritual man. He's a carnal man.
Right.
He does everything by carnal means. So here, the same way you would brand a horse to show ownership, for somebody to receive that mark is you saying that this devil owns you. Yep. You're giving dominion of your soul over to a man instead of the Most High. But when you continue to read the precept, there's something that they always skip over and that they ignore. You got it, brother.
Okay, God, this is Revelations chapter 13 and 16 again, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell.
That no man might buy or sell. Now, if you don't have your own land and you're not self-sufficient and you can't grow your own food, have access to your own water, if you can't buy or sell, you can't survive in a society, right? So what is being said here in this chapter, in this verse, is that if you don't have that mark, you won't be able to function in society. You won't be able to go to the supermarket and get the things you need. You won't be able to pay rent. You ain't gonna get, it's gonna get to a point to where they say, hey, this is the system that we're going by, and if you don't want to go by it, you're not gonna be able to function within this society. You understand? So when it says buy or sell, okay, it's physically talking about being able to do commerce, to have access to things within society. That's why this devil wants everybody dependent on him. That's why he puts so many, laws and different codes when people try to go out on the outskirts of the towns and they try to grow their own food, they try to be self-sufficient. He makes it very difficult to do so because that goes against his agenda. If you got people out there doing that, they're not going to be in a desperate state when shit hits the fan. Okay? But the majority of our people, like the scriptures say, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. The majority of our people are going to go down to the oppressor for help during that time instead of leaning on Yahawashi and Yahawashi. The Lord said, it's really the Lord's mark at the end of the day. The devil's being used to push it, but it's the Lord's mark because he wants to see who's going to walk by faith. He's going to put us in a position to where we have to actually lean on our faith. That's what that mark is. That's why the Lord has that mark coming up on us.
Oh, that's good.
Y'all got something?
Bro, I did a lesson on this all the way up here, bro. Bro, even these Bible commentaries, bro. Jeez. Even these Bible commentaries, they tell you what that charagma is, though. See, they know. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these pastors and a lot of these commentators, a lot of them are really insiders for the elite too.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But when you actually are studied, like the scripture says in 2 Corinthians or 1 Corinthians 14 and 20, it says, in children, in malice be ye children, but in understanding be ye men. You gotta grow as a man in the understanding of what the scriptures is talking about. You gotta know what words mean, man.
Yeah.
The Bible wasn't written in English. Okay, it was translated, the Bible was translated from the Hebrew to the Greek Septuagint, and then the Greek Septuagint was translated into the Latin Vulgate. And there was many various different translations of the Latin Vulgates until what you have today in the King James Bible, man, which was really like the Tinsdale Bible.
I got that precept before you.
Go ahead.
It's 1 Corinthians 14 and 20. It says, brethren, be not children in understanding.
Right.
Howbeit in malice be ye children, but in understanding be men.
It says in understanding be men, and when you get that word men in the Greek, I want to say is telio. The telios, one of those two, but it means to be mature. That's what that word men means in the Greek. It means to be mature in understanding, man. You see? Don't be like the priest said, man. Don't be no simple niggard, man. You can't be no niggard when it comes to understanding. You gotta really you gotta be a man and understand it, man. And the scripture says you gotta give diligence to make your calling and your election sure. To give diligence means that you gotta go into the actual languages that you read.
Jeez Louise.
I'm sorry if I may make one more quick point. The IURC specifically said this at one point. They said that you guys make the language a doctrine. You guys make the Hebrew a doctrine. You guys make the Greek a doctrine. Well, if that's the case, right? If the etymology of a word, eta meaning truth and ology meaning the study of the truth of a word, and Yahawashi is the truth,
Yeah.
you would study what the truth of a word really means if you really want to understand and be apt to teach, right?
That's the part of study. And the scripture says we got to study to show thyself approved. So it's there. The Lord tells us, hey, don't just read it, research it, know it inside and out. We're supposed to be like scholars when it comes to understanding, you know, the prophecies first and foremost, and what's being said, man. The Lord, we know that we didn't speak English back then. So we know, okay, let me go get the full understanding of what our forefathers was talking about. We got to go back into history, man.
Mm-hmm.
We got to look towards our forefathers, towards that time.
Hey, I mean, it says it in their Apocrypha. It says pretty much how the things that are written, you know, when they're not spoken in their proper language, it doesn't have the full power.
The same oomph.
Yeah.
You know?
You know?
I got this study.
Yeah.
This is 2 Timothy 2:15. It says, "Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth."
Yeah. And any topic that's brought up to us, well, we go into it. We go thoroughly into it. We don't just brush over it here and now and then. We go into the details of it all. Again, we kept mentioning that these niggas skip over buying and selling. And when they do try to say it, they say so many different things, man. I don't really remember how
Because they all over the place. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't never stick to the same. They say that it's sin, but they say that it's accept. They said it's accepting the white man's sin. That's what that's the new thing is accepting the white man's
They
sin.
got some kind of way they mention the buying and selling. I just they must be buying
You gotta
so
use
quick.
your hand to buy and things, and if you're sinning with your right hand, if it's in your mind, like
That shit don't make sense.
But it's
bro.
like if sinning, if it's sin, and it's you know the MOTB sin according to them. Once again, what sin? What sin
14,
are they going to use in the Bible that's going to stop you from buying and selling? And also, if you reject this sin, you're going to be killed, and not all sin is punishable unto death. What sin is it going to be? It's you got in order for you to buy this bottle of water, you gotta go be a mope. You gotta go commit adultery. You know, you gotta do this. You know what I'm saying? What are they going to equate it to? What sin? You know?
Yeah. And look, oh, you got some. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Read that again. Read that one more
I
time.
really want to read those. So 2 Timothy 2:15.
Yes.
It says, "Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth."
Now it's clear that a lot of these people in their congregations don't study to show themselves approved, man. Because once you get precept upon precept, what they're saying versus what the precepts are saying doesn't make any fucking sense, bro. You see? Once you go into these particular words and understand that Esau's a carnal man, he ain't, you know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense, bro. So a lot of these people in their congregation are just like Jake in the Christian church, man. They go to these particular classes when they hold these mass classes, just like Jake go to church on Sunday and listen to the pastor. And then after service, they don't even pick up their Bible and read. You see, they just do the same thing they was doing in church, man. They just listen to these dudes speak. And that is Lord. He said the Lord. And then niggas they don't study to show themselves approved for themselves, man. Here the apostles tell us what? Don't take my word for it. Look it up yourself, man.
And we're required to do the work. We're required to make lessons ourselves. But you see these other groups, a lot of them, they're just a Baptist church with an Israelite twist.
Man,
You know?
And scripture says, seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. Read. You have to read the scriptures to understand what the scriptures is talking about. Okay, that's what made the church of that's what made the church of Berea so honorable. Is because they actually went back and studied the things that the Apostle Paul said and found out that everything he was saying was true. You see, you got to be a scholar, man. You know, you just can't sit here. You know, you got to keep these laws, man. You know, because the laws are a beautiful thing, but if you forcing the laws down people's throat, and you don't even keep the laws perfectly, man. You ain't wearing no phylacteries. You don't got no mezuzah on your door. You know, you ain't doing none of that. Okay, so just stop faking the funk, man.
you got it, brother. You want to get this commentary?
Yeah, since we're going into we was going into the MOTB, but you know.
Yeah. Go ahead. We'll get back to that.
All right, this is a John Brown commentary on Revelation chapter 13. All right, in verse 16. It says, Revelation 13 and 16. He calls it all, both small, great, rich, and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark on their right hand or in their foreheads. It says, Definition 5480, charagma, a thing carved, sculpture, graven image. It says, going to the root, karax, Strong's 5482. It says to sharpen to a point.
Right? To sharpen and that karax is like a palisade in a sense. You know, when Jerusalem was being besieged, they put wooden palisades around the city so that people couldn't exit or people couldn't enter. And they have a sharp point at the top of it. You see, that's what that word karax is in the Greek. You know, got it.
No, it says karax, to sharpen to a point through the idea of scratching.
Scratching. So when you scratch, like for example, back in the day, you would get an edge up. What would be happening when you get an edge up? Right? You would be scratching into your flesh, to your skin. Right? If you actually scratch somebody, you're scratching into their skin, right? It's not no spiritual. It ain't no spiritual scratch going on here, man.
Yeah.
Okay? It ain't no spiritual etching. It ain't no spiritual graven work.
Yeah.
It ain't no spiritual sculpture. In order for you to make a sculpture, or for you to grave into a rock or a stone, you would have the graving tool and the hammer. You would physically grave into the rock. When you get these Greek words, it's talking about a physical thing. It's not talking about anything spiritual here. It's talking about something physical.
No, it's right here.
Go ahead.
It says,
It's right here.
it says, well, I'm gonna read that again. It says, number 2, all right, Strong's G 5482, karax, to sharpen to a point through the idea of scratching. It says, this sounds a lot like a hypothermic needle.
Go ahead.
It says, this sounds a lot like a hypothermic needle piercing the skin.
Bro, this is what the commentary's saying.
Yeah.
It sounds like a hypodermic needle piercing the skin. You see? That's what the charagma is. You see? And then it goes into the root word, the karax. Excuse me. That's what that goes into. It's the delivery device that's going to inject the C-hip into your body.
Yeah.
That's the graven work. That's the instrument that they're going to use to put the mark of the MOT, the mark of the beast inside of you, man.
Yeah. That's like, and you receiving that mark, that's like making a blood oath with the wicked.
Let me see if there's another. Okay.
Hey, when you look it up, man, those hypodermic needles were designed after the tooth of a serpent, man. You see?
Ooh, yeah. Because the tooth of a serpent, the venom comes out of it.
Yeah, it has a hole in it to push forth that venom in it, man.
Yeah.
When you look at those needles that they use to inject these different C-hips into people, man, and what they gonna use, it looks like it's designed after a serpent's fang, man.
That's
you
it.
See?
So they want to cut it too, because there's no physical temple that we have anymore. We are the temple. So they want to defile the temple one last time, man. So they want to cut it. Oh, go ahead.
No, make your point.
They want to cut it too. You know, the Lord shows the people and take ownership over it, man. That's like a blood covenant. Same way you break a woman's hymen, a covenant is that's the sealing of the covenant, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Let me get a precept real quick in the law, right? Leviticus, because at the end of the day, what these camps are saying, they're not even saying that the MOTB, they're not even telling you not to take it.
Yeah.
That's the thing, like, they're not even telling you not to take it.
Yeah.
They're just saying it's sin, it's sin, it's sin. So when it comes out, they going what they gonna say is you good to take it? It's cool?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like even if you disagree with us, right? You should be like, it's not this. But if that does come around, you confront it with, that's not something you should do.
Right.
They say that, but they never do.
They never do.
They never do. So off rip, man, you have blood on your hands.
Yep.
Because what you're doing is you're leaving a gray area for our people. And you know our people are they're like sheep, man. They're fickle. If things aren't made definitely, if they're not clear lines drawn in the sand, man, they don't cross the fence.
Yep.
That's what the Apostle Paul said. He said, when I came unto you, my speech wasn't yea, yea, and nay, nay. It was amen in Yahawashi. Meaning what? It was firm, it was truth in Yahawashi, man.
Boom.
It ain't no maybe, possibly, well, maybe they were, maybe they might bring forth the micro. No, we're letting you know what it is, man. There ain't no maybes around here, man.
And that's how the elect are going to speak. Everything's going to be a definite. Because the Lord speaks in definite. It's like, hey, this is what it is. You do or you don't, and these are the repercussions if you do or you don't.
Right.
The Lord, it's never any gray areas with the Lord in the scriptures. So why would it be gray areas with the words that his men are speaking?
Yeah, right.
Come on, man.
I got this law real quick. Leviticus 19 and 27. It says, 28. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you.
So it's a sin. Again, cutting into your flesh, even if you disagree that the microchip ain't the mark of the beast, that cutting into your flesh, people doing it, that should be like, hey, y'all, when this dude come around, though, this is something that we are not supposed to partake in.
Right.
But they never say that. You got it, brother.
Right, and it says, no, you broke it down, that's what it is. You ain't supposed to make any marks in your flesh, man. And that word mark in the Hebrew is kwai, which means like a tattoo or anything that's printed upon you, anything that could be an imprint upon you. Yeah. As we're going into in the commentary, and this commentary, this dude was going in. Yep. He literally breaking down exactly how we break it down. It gets better. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right, going back to the commentary, it says number 3. It says, if you remember last week, we pointed out that the number 666 had a name, and that name was
Stigma.
Yeah, Chai Stigma.
And then you got Yahawashi that like to say, see, 666. That's just the white man. They'll just say that that's just the number for the white man. No, break it down, man. Yeah. What does Chai Stigma mean?
Yeah.
It said it's just the number of the white man. The number of the beast is the number of the white man. Go ahead. No, break it down, man. Break down what it says, man. Go into the Greek and see what each Chi mean, what a Zai mean, and what a stigma mean.
Exactly.
As we about to go into.
It says, all right, it says, where am I? All right, then it goes into the definition. Strong's definition, 4742, stigma. From stizo, it says to stick, i.e. to prick.
To stick or to prick.
It says equals a mark pricked in or branded upon the body.
A mark pricked in or branded upon the body.
Yeah.
It's a brand. When you got a brand on, like if you got a brand on your shoes, you know that somebody got some Nikes on because you're gonna see the Nike swoosh.
Yeah, it is.
You know somebody wearing some Adidas, you're gonna see the Adidas brand, you're gonna see their logo, you're gonna see the Jordan logo. What makes a company, or what makes a company in a sense, is their brand.
Yeah. Yep.
Because it's easily seen. You know when you see what's another one? McDonald's. They got the McDonald's. They got the M, the brand.
Yeah. The golden arches.
Mercedes.
The Mercedes logo, the brand. You see? It's a brand. It's gonna be put upon you so that you're like, look, I belong. You ain't gonna go to McDonald's and ask for no damn Whoppers, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, the McDonald's brand, we sell Big Macs, we sell some hash browns, McFlurries.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna go to KFC and see the Colonel Sanders and expect to get a goddamn chalupa.
Come on, man.
Come on now, like think. You got it, brother. Any points that y'all got, man? I feel like I don't want to feel like I'm over talking.
Nah, bro, you good. Huh? It says, all right, number 1, it says one of Webster's dictionary definition calls stigma a small spot, a scar, or opening on a plant or animal.
An opening on a plant or animal, but it's an opening. Mm-hmm. See, something that's going to cause to open up in your stuff. An opening needs to happen in you to place this charagma.
Right. The same way I keep bringing up. In the ancient world, when a woman was to be married, that marriage had to be consummated. So right now, you have a lot of people that we know what the beast is, but you have a lot of people who already worship the image. Most people already do. But the consummation of the marriage to the damn wicked is going to be you receiving that mark.
Yes.
That's going to be the consummation, right? The breaking of the hymen. Okay? So the brother mentioned logos. People got Nike shoes on. Okay, they down with Nike. People having that mark, it's going to be known that, okay, this man is chosen inside. He's down with the wicked. Yeah. The elect, we're not going to have a physical mark. Our mark is going to be spiritual. It's going to be the song in our mouth. It's going to be our conduct.
And the mark of exemption.
Yeah, the mark, the Wah, in Ezekiel, the 9th chapter. You got 2 marks, man. You got the charagma, the devil's mark, and you got the mark of exemption, all right, from judgment. And that's what we seek to have.
Yep.
See?
Because what does a woman get when she gets married? She gets the what? She gets the man's last name.
Yeah.
See? So when you get that badge or that stamp, you're pretty much getting the name. You physically are getting the name of, like, this is what this is your husband.
Covering. This is your covering.
Yeah.
So, that you taking on a name is symbolic for, this is my covering. Okay, so them receiving that mark, one to them, they go down for Egypt for help. Their covering is going to be this man as ultimately their enemy.
Yeah.
All right, our covering is actually going to be showing up during that day. It's going to be known who are the Lord's chosen. because they abstained from that, resisted that temptation. They go into the hour of temptation. If it's just regular sin, well, are we in the hour of temptation now?
Right.
What makes it the hour of temptation?
Mm-hmm.
You understand? But you know they don't go into these things, and what they're doing is they're sending the flock into battle without the armor, without the full armor. So they're going to be, you know, exposed. They're going to be easily attacked. A bunch of people with fringes are going to be falling for the okie doke left and right. You got something?
This is some more on this conversation.
Time.
All right, going back, it says B. It says in the readout of this micro C-hip, there were 9 levels of information that designers wanted included. It says, and they were the name and image or picture of your face. 2, they also wanted social security numbers with the extra international digits.
You see, it says your name, your social security number. Now, mind you, what happened last week? Miraculously, 2.6 billion social security numbers just got compromised.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
What are they going to use that for? They're going to use that as a sense of, look, guys, we need more security.
That's it.
We need more protection. You don't want your social security number to be compromised, right? Well, this is going to be a lot more easier. This is going to be a lot more convenient. It's going to be a lot more safe.
Yep.
That's why they say what? When they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, man. They're gonna roll it out. It's gonna be like a gradualism thing, man. And they already doing it with the whole juicy pops that's going around, man. If you don't know what I'm talking about juicy pops, then you just don't get it. The whole thing that they're gonna try to roll out when more of these sicknesses happen, man.
Yeah. And that was just a trial run to see, okay, are the people ready for this move that we're about to make? And you people are, clearly. You people fought to take the juicy pops.
Right.
You know? And that was just, that was just a trial run. What happens when you can't get your food, when your food stamps don't work, unless you have this particular mark, so that you can buy or sell? What happens, you know, when you can't clock in to work, you make money?
Drive your car.
Drive your car. What happens when you can, okay, you need insurance? And well, do you have your, you got to go down to the DMV, do you have this? Do you have your paperwork? You got your mark?
You can't even get into the store.
Okay.
You only. Why do you think now they got these grocery stores? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you know, you're fine, it's perfect.
Why do you think they got these grocery stores now when you walk in Kroger, for example?
Right.
The things open up. Or like at Whole Foods, the things, like if you walk in and now the things are opening up now.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna be able to get into no grocery stores without having no carotid, man. First and foremost, they're gonna be rationing food.
Yeah.
You know, but secondly, I'm talking about, bro, you're not gonna be able to do nothing.
And they had that QT too, where they got the beer locked up and you can't open the damn thing unless you put your ID up in the fucking scanner, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, bro.
But,
Yeah,
hey, Apostle Gabar, he always talk about what? Gradualism.
Yes.
So that's how this devil works. He puts you out there a little bit. Oh, you okay with this? Okay, we'll take it a step further with it. And it just goes that way, man. So it's getting to the point to where it's going to be made the good thing in people's eyes to have everything just on your hand. You just walk in, grab your stuff, and leave.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Go ahead.
Bro, it says, all right, going back, it says, I'm gonna read it again. B, it says, in the readout of the micro C-hip, there were 9 levels of information that designers wanted included. They were name, an image or picture of your face. 2, they also wanted social securities with the extra international digits. 3, a fingerprint identity.
I'm sorry, international means worldwide, by the way. You got it, go ahead.
International digits. 3, a fingerprint identification was also to be included.
Biometrics, go ahead.
4, physical description. 5, family history. 6, address.
Family history, address.
7, criminal record. 8, occupation. 9, income tax information.
See that? All of your being, man.
Yep.
That's what that's meaning, man. You know, how you operate in society is going to dictate your level of access, right? It's more though. Go ahead.
All right, it says C. We got the Strong's definition 5481. Salaki. Character. I think I'm saying that right.
Yeah, character, like a character.
Character, yeah. It says an impression, the exact expression, the image of any person or thing, marked likeness, precise reproduction in every respect, i.e., face
facsimile.
Face facsimile.
Yeah, and it says a character. When you got a character, like you in a fighting game, you know, you see a character that you like, right? It's an impression of somebody that you've seen. You see, that's what a character is. It's an image. You see, and that's what that MOTB is going. It's going to have your character or your being is going to be on that. Okay, and you ain't gonna be able to do a damn thing, man, without having that identification.
Yep.
Go ahead.
It says, one, this micro C-hip has exactly that, an express image of its recipient.
Of its recipient, the image of its recipient. Your being is going to be on this microchip when they institute it and they force it up your ass, man. Go ahead.
Two, it says recently under the new healthcare program, they are talking about the womb to tomb positive identification.
Consume positive identification. And they already talking about, microseed and babies.
Yeah, that's just about to go into
Oh,
it. Yeah.
it's
It says three. It says there are bills before Congress right now and others that have been passed that will allow a microchip of identification to be injected in your child at the time of birth.
See that? And that's already happening now, man. You got animals that are being microchipped.
Yep.
Babies coming out the womb being microchipped.
And it was Sweden during the trial run with the Okey Poke, Juicy Juice, whatever you want to call it. That all of them ahead of time, majority of their population had took the RFID chip already.
Yep.
So while the whole world was shut down and on lockdown, Sweden wasn't. Why? Sweden and Switzerland are like countries that they try their technology, they try their agenda out on first, and it's like that's like where they do their stuff first.
Yeah, like 80%, right? 80% is bro.
So they that's why they had their meetings in Davos, Switzerland, and all that. They do all their little things there first. So if you want to see where things are headed, you can look at how Switzerland and Sweden are operating.
Yep, Australia,
Nations like that, but specifically Sweden and Switzerland, man. They do a lot of their agenda, especially when it comes to money and how they want to push the monetary system in the future. They start with it there.
That's what a CERN machine is.
And the CERN, they put the CERN portal over there too.
Yep.
See,
Yep.
All right. Okay.
It says, the president was.
Revelation 14.
It says the president was given the authority and control under the Immigration Control Act, Section 100 in 1986.
There's another, just to get to the point here. Just to get to the point. You can get to Revelation 14. But I'll just say it like this, man. And when you got the time, just going through the John Brown commentary and look up Revelation 13 and 16, because he goes in even more. Like he goes into the back of the dollar, the Northern Order of Support. He goes into Trilateral Committee, Rockefellers. He goes into all that on the commentary, man.
What Esau saying, see, they in that blue letter. They listening to the white man. Listening to the white man. Bro, the thing about when you get this truth, you're able to discern lies and truth. You can, like we always say, you're able to, spit out the bones.
Exactly.
Think yourself.
Hey, it's gonna say he wiser than Daniel anyway, man. I would rather, shit. You figure out what the hell you're talking about anyway. You got it.
You're supposed to listen to you goofy ass niggas.
Right.
The mark of the beast that you buy or sell with is sin itself. There's a hell. We don't got the name. When they say we go to the righteous run it, the name of the Lord is a strong tower, the righteous run into it, and they say, we must listen to you?
Yeah.
Right.
Come on, man.
Nigga.
Come on, dog.
Revelation 14 and 9, it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast.
All right, the beast, we went into it earlier. These are three different things. The beast, the image, and the mark are different things. It's not the same thing. You got these people, they confusing the image with the mark. It's different.
Right.
The beast is what? NATO, EU. America sits at the head of that. Okay? Go ahead.
If any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark.
The image, all right, the philosophies, the ways that he pushed, his moral standard in the earth, democracy. You could go into a bunch of murder, deceit, lies. It's a list of things. All right, that's the image. And you got a majority of people, like we said earlier, they already worship that image. They already look at that, this is the moral standard in the earth. This is
Voting.
Yeah, voting. The functions of this society.
Judicial system, all that kind of
stuff. Yeah, they look at this as like, this is it. And even people that believe in this book, they look at that, they try to mingle that image with the book.
Yeah, because that image goes back to Rome.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why that word image in the Greek is character.
Yeah.
That's that image.
Yeah.
That Roman way again.
You niggas have become a bunch of characters. Apostle Carl always talk about it, especially when he first got down here. He said, all these people are a bunch of cartoon characters.
Right.
You know, a bunch of Looney Tune characters. That's what you people have become, man.
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
It says, and receive his mark in his forehead.
Now, and receive his mark in his forehead. This is something that's physical. So you got, you know, the RFID chip, but you have what? You have Elon Musk. You have a bunch of different companies. You got Microsoft, who are coming up with technology to where they're trying to merge man with machine. That's that fourth industrial revolution. Where you change, where they change you. All right, and then the pitch on that is going to be like, oh, look at all the paraplegic people that can walk again.
The blind I can see.
Yeah, the blind can see. The miracles, they're false miracles.
This person was brain dead, but now
They were a vegetable. Now
yeah,
look, we
now
brought them back.
look.
We have power over life and death.
Yep.
All right, they're trying to create that artificial blessing. Okay, go ahead.
It says, or in his hand, it said, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High.
So if you receive that mark, okay, you worship the image, different thing. You receive that mark. It says you're going to receive
Right. Yeah.
of the wrath. Read it again, brother, with some
Uh, verse 10, Revelation 14 and 10. Well, I'll go back up a little bit. It says, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand,
Yep.
the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High.
The same shall drink of the wine and the wrath of the Most High. Okay? If you get this charagma, now mind you, these assholes are saying that it's sin, and we all, and the scripture said that the Lord had concluded all in the sin. That means that we all are going to drink the wrath of the wine of the Most High then.
That means King David had the mark of the beast.
Yeah, exactly.
But then it would be a contradiction because King David is going to be what? Right under Yahawashi and the kingdom ruler.
Yeah.
So what is it?
King David had the mark of the beast before the beast was even here.
Stupid. That's stupid. That means all the apostles, they had sin. But they gonna be sitting on thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
Solomon, which that's Yahawashi.
Yeah. But I brought up the apostles because the beast was on the scene.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what is it? You see how things don't add up, and you run out of precepts when you lie. He went to what did he go to? He went to like Exodus. What was it? Exodus. I forgot the precept he went to.
To go into
To say, "Oh, see, it's your hand." I just
damn, I forgot.
You know what I'm talking about? It was so stupid.
Yeah.
I
think it was
cut the shit off.
bonded upon your hands. Bonded upon your
hands. Deuteronomy 6 and 7.
Yeah.
Deuteronomy 6 and 7.
Yeah.
Let's go read. I'm gonna go read
I'll get it for
Deuteronomy.
you.
Let's read that and see if that makes sense, y'all. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Golly.
Come on, man.
Golly.
Right? Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 8. It says, I'm sorry, I'll start at verse 6. It says, and these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart. Right?
In your mind, man, right? Go ahead.
Which is these commandments, right?
Yeah.
And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou layest down, and when thou risest up. Which they're not doing that. I guarantee you they're not doing that all day, every day. Right? Verse 8. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes.
So they found we see hand here. We could try to loop this back. You know what I mean? To Revelation 13:16, because it talks about the mark being put in your hand and in your forehead.
The frontlets between your eyes is what? Your forehead. But that's really talking about, you got the phylacteries.
So they took the phylacteries and they tried to conflate it with the MOTB. But even then, so let's say that did fit, right? How are you gonna buy it? You gonna buy and sell with your phylactery?
Because they said that with your right hand, that's how you with your mind, the sin comes. This is how they break it down. But the sin goes, it starts in your mind first, and then you act it out with your hand, and that's when you actually physically act it out about the things that you do. But once again, how is that gonna stop you from buying and selling?
Yeah, exactly.
What sin is Esau gonna use to stop you from buying and selling? That's my question. What sin specifically
What sins are they going to use to stop you from buying and selling when not every sin is punishable unto death?
We know in part, we speak in part, brother. They'll come with anything. Look, what the scripture says, Sirach, what is a wicked man making an excuse according to his own will?
Sirach,
Like 32 and 17.
32 and 17.
Yeah, man. So even though we rebuked them and every angle they tried, we went into it and said, oh, that doesn't fit, that don't work.
Yep.
They're gonna find a way, man. Their goal is to edify. Their goal is to appear a particular kind of way so that they can continue to fill their bellies.
Yep.
You see? And the only reason they gotta keep addressing it, because you have some people who are sincerely trying to learn how Yahawashi.
Yep.
They still ain't gonna get it, but you have people that are sincerely trying to learn, and they're like, damn, that don't quite make sense. Well, what about this?
Right.
Can you explain it to me again? And they got new people. It's a revolving door, so they got new people coming in all the time. Well, I heard it was this. Well, explain it to me. Then they, oh, we gotta break this shit down again. We gotta lie again. We gotta find some more precepts because they don't watch Great Millstone.
Well, the other precept that they use, matter of fact, can you get on the blue letter? Job 10 and 14, they use this. They use this to say that this is the mark right here. Read it in the KJV, then read it in the NLT. Job 10 and 14.
Job chapter 10 and verse 14, it says, hast thou not poured me out as milk?
I'm sorry, it might be 14 and 10. I might have to back it. So I can.
I'm in 10, my bad.
Oh, okay, so what is it, Job 10 and 14? 14. It's like, if I sin, thou markest me. It might be 14 and 10.
I'm at 14 and 10 now. It says, but a man died and wasted away, yea.
How it go?
Type in the word Marcus. Markest. Marcus.
And it's in Job, huh?
It's in Job.
I got it. It's Job 10 and 14.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
All right, my bad.
Oh, you
Okay.
can just get it in the NLT though if you don't
I
mind.
got it. It's Job 10 and 14, and we're gonna be reading the
Yeah, read in the
KJV
KJV
first.
and then, Cause this is the precept that the IUIC and King Nathaniel uses to prove that this is talking about the MOT being Revelation 13.
All right, Job 10 and 14 in the KJV. If I sin, then thou markest me,
Right.
and thou wilt not acquit me from mine iniquity.
Right. And they'll say, see, it says Marcus right there, and that's talking about sin. And then they'll equate, they will literally equate that to Revelation 13.
Can we look up the word markers?
Absolutely. Please. Let's do it. I've done it. Let's do it. Because it's like literally, it don't even make sense when you look at that word Marcus.
Because what it got to do with prophecy? How does that tie into the prophecy of the end times?
How does it tie in? Exactly.
Sure,
How does it tie into you buying and selling?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So here, it's not charagma or anything that talks about an incision. All right, it's shamar.
It ain't quiet.
Yeah. It says to keep guard, observe, give heed, have charge of, to keep guard, watch me.
You see what happens when you don't look up words? You just see the English word for mark, and then it literally is shamar. That means to watch. That's what it literally means. If you sin, the Lord watching your ass.
Yeah, you get put under the scopel. You being like, I'm looking at you.
Right.
I seen you do that.
Now I gotta fuck you up.
Yeah. That's not the same as, oh, he's received the mark of the beast.
Right, it's different, man. A whole beast. They don't even.
And he's allotted to the second death.
Right.
That's different than what the fuck are we doing, man?
Right.
Y'all gonna stop playing with Yahawashi and
Yeah,
Yahawashi.
you don't stop playing with the most.
Bro, this year, especially going into 2025, the Lord gonna start removing in drastic ways a lot of these people, bro, out of the way.
Yep.
He gonna start breaking up Sakari and all these different things. More things like that are about to happen to where people are gonna be like, damn, what's going on?
Right. What does it say in the NLT?
Oh, let's read it. Let's continue to read
I'm
it.
scared to see what it says in the NLT.
All right, let's go back to Job 10 and 14. But in the NLT, all right, it says, was to watch me.
Well, start at verse 13.
13 in the NLT, okay. Let's start at Job 10 and 13 in the NLT is written funny. Yet your real motive, your true intent was to watch me, and if I sin, you would not forgive my guilt. If I am guilty too, bad for me.
So it says, if I sin, your motive, your intention is to watch me, right? Like it says, the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding the evil and the good. Right?
Let me read 15. It says, if I am guilty, too bad for me, and even if I'm innocent, I can't hold my head high because I am filled with shame and misery. This isn't talking about you receiving a mark to function in society. You're receiving a mark so that you can buy or sell, function in society.
Right.
This has nothing to do with that in Revelation 13:16. And to somebody who's green, who's new, and a lot of the people are going to be new, or just even if they've been in for years, they're still new because they don't study for themselves. So you can pull that shit on them. You can pull it over them. They're not even gonna think about it. Like, hold on, wait, let me go look up that word then.
Right.
Okay, let me see if this is talking about the same thing. Oh, was Rome even around at that time?
Right.
No. You know, was the beast on the scene? Is that correlated to the beast? What's the mark of the beast?
Right. Beast. What is the beast? That's
Come
why.
on, man.
That's why they don't want to go into the time of trouble, or times getting real bad, and the world is going to be in a disarray. America is going to be, turned upside down, and people are going to be out here. Ain't going to be no stores.
Yeah,
it's going to be hard
When you go into Jacob's trouble, you have to address that.
Yeah.
You have to address what that mark is, how people, what they're going to be confronted with during that time of testing.
Right.
So, that's why, your leader, General Nate,
Right.
that's why he said years back, ain't going to be no Jacob's trouble. And then he realized how, you couldn't get by with that shit. It's just right there. So then he had to clean it up. I didn't say that, you idiot. But we screenshotted it. We screenshotted it, man. We got to save it on our laptops.
What's that scripture? You go ahead. What's that scripture talking about? The slide of men? The slide of man? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's Revelations 3 and
I'll read it for you.
3 and 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, when that which shall come upon all the world, and try them that dwell upon the city. The Lord is going to keep the men that kept. Hold on, I'm going to go back. It said, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, which is this truth, this understanding that the Heavenly Father, how he's going to move in the prophecy that he put forth, because the men of the Lord kept the word of the Heavenly Father's patience. It says, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. When the temptation come upon us, which is the mark and other things that's going to tempt the world, namely the mark, that's going to come forth, he's going to keep us from that. The Lord is going to keep his men from receiving those things. And because once you receive those things, you're going to receive the punishment and the judgment.
The elect are not going to bow down to they're not going to bow the knee.
I had another piece to go to that.
Go ahead.
This is James 1 and 14. It says, but every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed.
Yep.
Then when lust hath conceived, it bringeth forth sin, and sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death.
Boom. Yeah, and then you lie to the people, it's going to lead them to what? To die to death. You see, again, you're sinning the Congress. The job of the prophets is to arm the believers with the spiritual tools they need to fight the good fight. You're disarming the believers. You're working contrary to the will of Yahawashi. And for that, you're going to have a gruesome judgment. See? You ever think you had on yours?
That's it.
We can end off on this one.
Okay, you got it. He got the
But you
blue
can break it down because you mentioned about how
I got you.
somebody who's green, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're like, oh shit, Mark,
Yeah.
Mark. It says Mark right there, and this
okay.
is Mark right here. You see the correlation?
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like, damn, I didn't know that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The same thing was happening with the church in Galatia, man. Paul was like, damn, I just spoke to y'all.
Right.
He said, I marvel that you so soon removed from the doctrine that I gave you. Like, nigga, what the fuck?
I was just there.
I just talked to
I was
y'all.
just there last week. Like,
Right. Go ahead. The churches were stripping. But you know that a lot of the spirits here today were those spirits in the church of Ephesus, the church of Galatia. By what's going on. It's like, when I read Galatians today, bro, I read the first 2 chapters, I was like, damn, this is those congregations.
that's it.
But go ahead.
Ephesians 4 and 14, it says that we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and
Now,
fro.
earlier the brother mentioned in the scriptures that it says what? To not be children in understanding. Okay? Paul came to them, and Yahawashi dealt with Paul himself. He was like, hey, the Lord, I was once fully against this to the point where I was putting people to death. But the Lord came and supped with me himself. And this is the truth. And then they somehow got bamboozled by some niggas telling them about the law.
Yep.
That like they can do it on their own merit. But go ahead.
It says that we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine.
Yeah. Jake, every week, Jake gets on the comment boards and asks a question that we already went into it.
Yep.
And they'll say, well, this group says this, I'm kind of confused. You're watching all these things being tossed to and fro with every wind of doctrine. Jake has this thing where I'm gonna watch all the groups. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of everything that I like, and then I'm gonna have the truth.
I'm gonna make my own.
No, man. The truth, the full understanding is gonna be with one group of men who have the same doctrine. And that's not me just speaking as a man. When you go to Revelation 14, it talks about the new song. It talks about the elect having no guile in their mouth. Okay? We're commanded in 1 Corinthians 1 and 10 that we all speak the same thing. You're not gonna have to mix and match. This ain't the goodwill beings. Okay? There's one understanding, and the Spirit has to be on you to discern who is with.
Yep.
Go ahead.
It says, by the sleight of man and cunning craftiness whereby they lie in wait to deceive.
It's a cunning craftiness. If somebody doesn't know to look up words, to go to Deuteronomy 6 and 8 and try to connect it with Revelation 13. That's a craft. That's a slick thing. If you a day one Israelite and somebody pulled that on you, you might be like, oh yeah.
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
That's
Not knowing
the
any
first
better.
scripture that you heard.
That's the first two scriptures you heard.
That's like Christian with world.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
We'll say world. Mom
Yeah,
would say world.
see,
or
brother.
all.
What about Easter?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
What about Easter?
It's crafty. So you gotta think it was Israelites, it was Gentiles that had been Greeks their whole life. That was in these churches in Galatia and in Ephesus, and you had these Jews that was from the Commonwealth. Nah, really, if you want, you gotta get circumcised today. If you really about it, you gonna do it like this.
Let me show you Law of Moses real quick.
You know what I mean?
Anything with a hand or forehead, head.
Yeah.
You know them niggas trying to tie it up, man.
Finessing them, heaping
Yeah.
men unto themselves, making merchandise of the congregation.
Right. Can I read this in the NLT?
God.
Ephesians 4 and 14 in the NLT, it says, then we will no longer be immature like children. We won't be tossed and blown about by every wind of new teaching.
You can tell a kid, you know, that it's ice cream on the moon.
But the moon is made out of cheese.
The moon is made out of cheese, and they'll be like, for real?
Yeah.
That's how a lot of, Jake, when they come into the truth, they're like, oh, this is, they're so like ready to learn and be open, and you just go tank that innocence, man, with your lies because you want to fill your belly.
Yep.
They can say that the red beast is a red donkey, and just because Bishop Nathaniel, General King Nathaniel says it, you will have all his cohorts agreeing.
Or that his name is Christ, and you should call him Christ, and they'll be like, oh, that's good shit.
But the image is Jesus, though.
Right.
Oh,
The image. Bishop Yahawashi broke it down and said the image is Jesus Christ, and it said that the image speaks because when they use in these movies, they use Christ. Christ speaks, and he speak Christ this and Jesus Christ. But y'all use the name Christ.
Yeah.
So what? Do y'all niggas got the mark of the beast then?
Yeah.
According to y'all's logic,
y'all niggas got that shit.
Yeah.
according to y'all got the mark of the beast then. The fuck?
Oh my goodness. But you know what? Again, the pressure's gonna be on when this devil start really moving and when things start popping off, they ain't gonna be able to play them games. Because people's lives, because the typical American, all these things happening in the world, it's so far away from them that they don't consider a lot of things. But when the calamities, when martial law is instituted in this place and you're not having access to food and these pink people start showing their colors for real,
Yep.
they ain't gonna be able to pull that stuff, man.
Yep.
They're gonna have to tell the truth and the people gonna realize, like, hold up, bro, this not making sense.
Right, these laws, you gotta keep
It's
them,
not making sense.
them laws.
What am I supposed to do right now?
Right.
I feel like you're getting over and you're still asking for money. You know we don't got nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
It's gonna get to a point that, man, hey, you're gonna become food to the people that you lied to.
Eventually they ain't gonna make you pay them tithes with that chip.
Well, we gotta keep the ministry going. We still gotta go warn. What the fuck are you? The people gonna be like, yo, screw this dude.
Right, they gonna try to put him to death.
Yeah.
They're gonna come to that mansion. I wouldn't be surprised if that dude got a bunker, man.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, on his job.
I wouldn't be surprised, bro.
Right. And nigga worth the millions there.
Right,
Yeah.
he got a bunker, man.
He been gathering food from all the countries he went to.
Man, great.
All right, it says, We will not be influenced when people try to trick us with lies so clever they sound like the truth.
So clever and charismatic. That cult of personality. And they came to you with the nice garment on. You know what I mean?
Clean cut.
Yeah. It's an Israelite party.
Yeah.
They got the Hellcat. You know what I mean? You're a dude on the West Coast. You know what I mean? You see Sakari P got the hat on and fitted. What's up, Ak?
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? He got the baggy tee. You know, you like, oh, it's like, okay, this. You know what I mean? This must be it.
Right. Guns.
Bamboozling your ass.
Got men
Through.
Oh, he packing. He keep that thing on him. He a crip.
Oh, man.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man.
Oh, he shot with Adam 22.
Yeah.
My nigga.
I'm talking about
You know what I mean?
a Hebrew cripplite.
Yeah.
Cripplite.
Yeah.
Bro, crafty.
Yeah.
I'm talking about to the point where you can't looking with the eyes on your face. That's why you can't trust this shit on your face.
Right.
Looking with the eyes on your face, you'll be like, damn, the Lord must be with them.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happened with Samuel. Remember Samuel was trying to, the Lord told him to go anoint David.
Yeah.
He seen Jesse's sons. It was probably, cotton diesel, swole.
Yeah.
They was,
Look the part.
That was in the military.
Yeah.
And damn, you know how they cast the superheroes? They always got that chiseled jawline.
Yeah.
They got a look.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got that look to them.
Yeah.
The wide shoulders.
Yeah.
Just the particular posture they have.
Yeah.
They probably just like, hey man.
Yeah.
Samuel was like, this gotta be the king. Most times, like, no. Lord don't look at the Lord doesn't see how man sees.
Yeah.
Man.
But hey,
So, Albarat is out of Let's Be Edifying. It's time to wrap this thing on up.
wrap it up.
So we want to give our praises once more too.
Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the brothers. Of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth and sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon Yahawah. Shalom.
Shalom.